I thought the bass was called the cello, which is a mistake that I hear almost every 5 minutes in my life now. My name is Michael Chiarello, and I'm the Associate Principal Bass of your Toronto Symphony Orchestra. I was fortunate enough to live in a place where the public school system had a great music program. So when I was 9 years old, we were introduced to string instruments. So I had the choice of violin, viola, cello, or bass. And I still remember this day very well. We were in an auditorium and there was assembly. And the older kids came in and demonstrated each instrument. And I just remember seeing the bass for the first time, and it was the biggest one. That one makes a lot of sense to me. When the assembly finished, we had a green sheet of paper asking which instrument we would like to play and what was our second choice. And I guess I wasn't paying attention in the assembly. I thought the bass was called the cello, which is a mistake that I hear almost every 5 minutes in my life now. I put cello down. When I went to speak to the music teacher, she was like, well, I have a lot of people who want to play cello. Is there any chance you'd be interested in playing bass? I was like, okay. So it's kind of on purpose, kind of on accident that I ended up on bass. Yeah, I loved it ever since. I did my undergrad and my master's degree at Juilliard. I had an amazing experience there. And in my final year of my master's degree, I took a number of auditions for a number of places, and I had some success in a number of them. And then in April of my last year of my degree, I won the job with the Toronto Symphony. So I went directly from being a student at Juilliard in May to being associate principal bass of the Toronto Symphony in September. So there was a bit of an abrupt change. It was definitely trial by fire, but that's kind of the way that I kind of do everything. So it kind of made sense that happened that way. There are a lot of things I love about Toronto. Yeah, one of the greatest things is that hard to find a bad neighborhood. Every neighborhood is unique and different and great in its own way. I'm fortunate enough to live in a neighborhood that I would consider my favorite, and that would be Riverdale. It's just an amazing part of the city, so varied in all ways. Great coffee, great view of the city from Riverdale Park. Yeah, and it's a perfect balance of city bustle and relaxing kind of neighborhood vibe. Drake has been supplying most of the soundtrack to my life since probably high school. I've been a big fan of his for a really long time. When I moved to Toronto, I had this like sort of dream about collaborating with Drake in some way. I guess probably anybody that moves to Toronto probably would have that idea, especially working in the music industry. We had an opportunity last October to do this project with him. Never did I think that I would actually get to meet him nor be in the video with him. He was one of the nicest, most genuine people I've ever met. Yeah, it still feels surreal. I have that picture of the back of my head with him walking through the door saved my favorite photos just in case anybody ever asks. So I have it ready to go. It's an unattributed instrument, meaning we're not sure entirely who the maker is, but around the year of 1730, Venice. So it's an Italian instrument. The back is unoriginal. It was damaged, I think, sometime in the 1940s and replaced. This bass was owned and played by one of the former principal bassists of the New York Philharmonic. His name was Umberto Boldrini. Actually, when I bought it, the tailpiece, which is this piece here, was like a custom tailpiece with Umberto's initials in a coat of arms. Just super cool. It didn't sound great because it wasn't in great shape. When I was searching for a bass, I tried hundreds. And, there were a few that I was really excited about, and I played for friends and I played for teachers and tried to get everybody's opinion and make sure I was making the right decision. And then when I stumbled upon this one, I didn't play it for anybody. I didn't play it for any teachers or friends. I made the decision and bought it right away. I was so convinced by it. It's one of the most beautiful instruments I've ever seen. Just its shape, everything about it. Yeah, every time I take it out of the case, I just love looking at it. It's my favorite thing.